Hello guys, welcome to the Financial Journey with Coffee channel where we talk all about personal wealth, finance, and how you can make best use of your current investment. Today we're going to talk about StashAway, how it's turning 3 or it has turned 3 years old this today, as of today of this upload of this video, and its performance during the pandemic or the heart of the pandemic from February all the way to the end of June. And we're also going to look at their annualized performance since they started in mid 2017 all the way to right now. And then lastly, guys, I want you to stay tuned to the end of the video. Lastly, I'm going to show you my performance of my stock portfolio, and hopefully through all this that you guys would have more confidence in StashAway to invest your money and risk in an index fund that is very diversified, that provides you a good range of a minimum volatility, but at the same time giving you maximum return. So you can see here I've received emails, and some of you would have received too, an email from the CEO himself of StashAway telling us that they have turned 3 years old. Happy birthday, StashAway. Really happy with what you guys are doing right now. So let's take a look at their performance. Look at their chart. This is their chart. So this is the StashAway risk index from 6.5% portfolio all the way to the 36%. And what the portfolio that I have in StashAway is basically the 36% and the 22%. And when we look into their performance, and the gray line is basically their benchmark or what they aim to achieve, right? You can see during this time period from the 3rd of February all the way to the 30th of June, they have consistently outperformed their benchmark except for the last two risk index portfolio. And that is amazing, guys. Amazing. So technically we're only supposed to get 3%, 2.3%, 1.8%. But you can see here the highest performance, the 22%, got back a 7.4% interest during that time period, right? So I'm not so much concerned about their benchmark because I don't know what their benchmark is actually is for the different portfolios. What I'm more concerned about is, do they outperform the S&P 500? Does their portfolio outperform the Dow Jones or even the Nasdaq, right? So let's take a look. This is the S&P 500 chart. And as we plot and see the same time period, right, of this year from the 2nd of February all the way. So let's plot it from the 2nd of February. Okay, this is the 31st. Let's just go to the 3rd, right? It's close enough. The 3rd of February all the way to the 30th of June. You could see the S&P 500 is actually not up, but down 4.57%. That's crazy, guys. It's down 4.57%, but the StashAway portfolio, every single portfolio is up, and it's in the positive. The lowest was 3.5%. That is crazy, guys. So it means that if you invest in any of this portfolio in StashAway during this period, the 3rd of February, right, you just put your money in, you have already outperformed the S&P 500 by almost 10 to 15%. That is crazy. And so I know this is very short term. You can't really track and look at the performance on a short-term basis, but at least it's a good indicator of how StashAway has been performing, right, ever since the re-optimizing of their portfolios. So really good news, right? You can see all positive in StashAway. S&P 500 was negative. Well, what about the Dow Jones? We can take a look at the Dow Jones and see how Dow Jones has performed when compared to the StashAway portfolio. So here's the Dow Jones. Let me just zoom in so you guys can see it clearly. So this is the Dow Jones as we compare the same time period, right, 3rd of February, all the way to the end of June. You can see that the Dow Jones, it's even worse than the S&P 500. It's down 9.11%. So that's really, really, really bad, guys. I mean, it's okay being that we are in this pandemic, right, this virus period. But as you look at it, and you can see that so far, the StashAway portfolio has even outperformed both the S&P 500 and now the Dow Jones. So let's look at the Nasdaq and see how it has performed. So guys, this is the Nasdaq. I've just pulled it out on Google. You can search it on your own too. Basically, if we look at the year to date and the same time period again, from the 3rd of February all the way to the end of June, you could see that the Nasdaq is up 8.47%. And when we compare it with the StashAway portfolio, the highest StashAway portfolio is 7.4%. So that's 1% shy of the Nasdaq. But you know what, guys? I'm still really happy with the performance, even though I only have a portfolio of 36% and 22%. So I got the highest performance so far, and also the medium performance, 5.4%. But I'm still really happy with its performance. You know why, guys? Because the beauty about StashAway is it's not as risky as a Nasdaq. If you were to buy the Nasdaq index, right, ETF, for example, the QQQ, the triple Q, is basically the Nasdaq index. It's so volatile. Like anything could happen at any time, and your stock portfolio can go up and down more than what StashAway would go up or down. So what I'm trying to say here is that StashAway, it's giving you the performance like a Nasdaq, like a technology stock, right? Like a technology stock index. But at the same time, you do not have the risk of the technology stocks. What you have is basically a diversified portfolio consisting of gold, commodities, of bonds, maybe a little bit depending on your StashAway portfolio, and at the end of the day, also equities. And not only that, not only are you diversified in different vehicles or different portfolios, right? Commodities, equities, bonds, but you are also diversified in different countries. The Nasdaq is just concentrated in the US stock market, right? But in the StashAway, as far as I know, in every portfolio, there's the China ETF, the KWEP. There is the Japanese, the Asian ETF. There is the US stock market ETF. There's even the Vanguard ETF, which is the REITs ETF. And so all these stocks or ETF gives you diversification. And with the diversification, usually comes with lower risk. So guys, this is the conclusion that I have with StashAway Performance. Really happy with it. And let's look at my current StashAway Performance, right? So guys, this is my StashAway Performance. And if I click Performance, you can see here that so far, I've gotten back almost a $8,000 in profit. And when we look at my portfolio split, this is my 36% portfolio. You can see time weighted. Well, I've invested since September of 2019 of last year, gotten back a 13.38%. And when I look at money weighted, I've gotten back a 27%. That's crazy, guys. I'm so happy with their performance. And when I look at my 22% risk index, got back at 5.13% time weighted, right? This is because I started later in this portfolio, which is towards the end of January this year. And you can see it returns me back a 5.13, still pretty respectable. And when I look at money weighted, 16.5%. So guys, for those of you who are still skeptical about StashAway, that's all I can say. Really confident in that company. I'm in no way or no shape paid or sponsored by StashAway. All these opinions come directly from me. I don't know anyone in StashAway personally, but I've used it because I believe that their portfolio or their ETFs basically gives me the best diversification, at the same time the lowest fees that I can find here in Malaysia, and the best performance so far in any of the risk portfolio. And so those of you who want to sign up with StashAway, use my referral link down below. I'll get a kickback and you will get $30,000 free in management fee for 6 months, and me too, I'll get that same kickback. But that's all I have for you today about StashAway. And so for those of you who are new, like and subscribe on my channel, and I will make my next video maybe concerning about the best savings, high yield savings account interest rate in Malaysia, right? So that's all I have. Thank you guys, and goodbye.